I am delighted to be able to welcome the owners from Wrexham, Rob Mac and Ryan Reynolds, all smiles now ahead of what a glorious day for the Red Dragons, chaps.
We are all smiles, absolutely. Me and Rob Mac.
Yes. Yeah. Very excited about today.
And given the journey, obviously, we talk about the journey, where Wrexham have come from to where they are now. How does it feel to be at home in a championship match?
I'm going to just speak for myself. I feel the same way I do when we were at a home opener when we were in the National League. Nerves aplenty, expectations, all those sorts of things. It's I guess the one thing I would stress, though, is to remember we're here. It's easy to just immediately think about the push to the next level. And I keep walking around pinching myself, but we're in the championship after 3 promotions in a row, and that is a special thing, and it's worth remembering and taking in and kind of being present with it.
Agreed, and we also have the luxury of having just played a couple of games, one in a cup and then one starting away at Southampton, and obviously we didn't love the result, but we made a good showing and feel like we belong.
That was our takeaway too. We belong. Yeah, it's great.
Hi Ryan, you're right. Is that Rob with you? I just. It's Ben Tozer here, by the way. Who have you brought over with you today? That's all I want to know.
You know why he retired, right?
You look shorter on TV.
Yeah, you do. Look
That's
tiny.
me. Kev's got your shoes on. They got a platform in them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who have you brought with you today? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, he did a long throw with my body. Yeah, I got Rob Mac here. I don't need anyone but Rob Mac for the rest of my life. I'll say that right now, Tozer, and you know it.
Who have you brought with you? That's all we want to know. Who have you brought with you that's famous? Because that's all you tend to do.
No,
I don't know.
Is he not
George
famous
Dewey?
enough?
No.
Yeah, my kids are here.
Your kids?
No, that's about it.
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Should we see if we can get Will Ferrell or Hugh's he's a fan of Norwich, so can't do that. I guess.
No, let's stick with Wrexham, chaps, because it is your day today. Of course, we spoke to Phil Parkinson earlier on, and you two have been glowing in the way that you've enjoyed what he's done, embraced what he's done, and it's at times abrasive management style.
I think so. I mean, we have a very hands-off management style. I mean, our job is to listen, learn, and tell the story, and that's, I think, a great position for any ownership group to be in, is to really just be there to support and tell the story. We don't make football decisions, and it's actually the great gift of that is that we're able to have relationships with the players at Wrexham, whereas most people in our position can't. We have a relationship with every single one of our players, not Tozer, of course, but everyone since him, for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting to get accolades when you hear people say, "Oh, you guys have done a pretty good job at the club," and the truth is, we don't really have anything to do with what happens out on the pitch. We've got our very specific job, which is to be clowns and to tell the story as best we can, but to be as respectful as we possibly can to what Phil does on the pitch and what the executive team, Michael and Sean and Humphrey and everybody does off the pitch, and Tina. We just have an incredible team, and we just get to sit back and be fans and document the process.
Rob, Ryan, Kevin Phillips here. Just a quick one from me, and amazing from the outside looking in what you guys have done with the documentary. Enjoyed watching it. Championship is notoriously known throughout the world as being the toughest league in the world, or if not one of the toughest. What's your expectation? You would have seen that last week down at Southampton. What's your expectations for Wrexham this season?
I mean, one thing I noticed is that the support that these clubs have everywhere. I mean, they have incredibly valuable supporters whose fidelity couldn't be questioned. I mean, Southampton, they showed up for their club. And it would be easy to sort of, I imagine, tell a story to yourself that they've come down from a league and they're, but they were there in spades, ready to support. And that's the thing I'm sort of noticing. But I don't know that anything's harder than the National League. That felt like Alcatraz. I don't know how anyone gets out of the National League. I think I might still be there, spiritually.
Yeah, and I think the first 2 games are pretty good indicators of what this league is going to be like this year. We played 2 games, and in both situations, the team that was winning in the 90th minute wound up losing the game. So if that isn't championship football, I don't know what is. And I kept getting texts from all of my friends who are fans of championship, and each one of them said the same thing: welcome to championship.
Hi guys, Stewie Dallas here. I just want to touch on the fact that you've obviously built a team on the pitch that's capable of still progressing. Off the pitch, you're competing now with the likes of, you know, Leicester's and Sheffield United's and teams that have a really, really good training facility. Is that the next part of the plan, to really invest in the training facilities so that you can compete with these top teams?
It's everything. Training facility, academy. Those are the two biggest. It's easy to focus on, you know, rebuilding a stadium or personnel on the pitch, but that's not our forte, and we don't pretend it is. So, you know, for us, it's really about infrastructure, supplying the right people, the smarter people, the people that know how to do this in the right way with the means they need to make it happen in a way that's sustainable for the club and this community.
Yeah, and that's also a benefit of really not knowing what we're doing as far as the sport of football, and we've always said that. We go in with our hearts on our sleeves, and we ask a lot more questions than we have answers to. And we ask the town, we ask the team, we ask people with way more experience than us, and say, what is it that we need to build a sustainable model, not just something that can flame out, that maybe we have great success in the short term, but will flame out in a few years. And of course, the biggest answers are youth academy and training facilities. So those are the things that we really have been focusing on from the very beginning, but there are so many things that we had to do. But at this point, as you can hear the crowd getting louder and louder and louder, something seems to be working, so we got to keep doing what we're doing as well.
I suppose the really wonderful and heartwarming thing for the two of you, what we've seen in the ownership as well, is your embrace of the history of Wrexham. And that was seen, of course, during the course of the week with the remembrance for Joey Jones, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, you talk about revered person. I mean, every time he was in the stadium, you know, there was this sort of different energy here, particularly the people who have been here since the beginning. And I just was so happy I got to meet Joey and spend some time with him. And you feel like you're still with Joey a little bit when you hang out with Mickey Thomas. You know, those two were so close for so long, and Mickey is just such a gem of a human being, and I think really Mickey's part of Joey's legacy, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I just love everything about it, and Joey will always have a seat in this stadium and a very special spot.
And we look at that as a huge part of what our role is here, is to be stewards of the club, to be respectful of previous generations, and to be respectful of the next generations after us. And a huge part of that is recognizing how the club got here in the first place, whether it's players like Joey or Mickey Thomas or Tommy Bamford, or even the supporters who only 20 years ago raised £100,000 amongst themselves to save the club. And that's the kind of history that we have to make sure we never forget and that we always honor.
Gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. Lovely words as well. Ryan Reynolds, Rob Mac, thank you so much for your time and all the best today.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.